I've been making art and creating art for my entire life, but it's kind of one of those things that as time goes on, you sort of step by step, you kind of keep pushing the scope of what you can do. And a lot of these projects, I find I kind of design myself into a corner. I think that kind of helps to keep pushing the boundaries of what I generally do and what I want to do, and the scope of what I can do with my work. My name is Casey Parlette. I'm a sculptor. I'm located in Laguna Beach, California, and I do wildlife sculpture in wood, metal, and stone. Currently working on a project for a public piece, and it's going to have, I wanted to feature 3 pelicans kind of flying past a wave. And I was a lifeguard for 23 years, and one of the things you'd see in the mornings, pelicans, they kind of come in, and they're some of the best surfers in the world. I mean, they come in and they kind of tuck in within the waves and kind of ride these swell for miles sometimes, and it's just beautiful the way they do it. And so this project came up, and it's just a great site to kind of tell that story and show that piece. And so the site is it's kind of just right in the center of Laguna Beach. It's kind of right in the area that, when we're lifeguarding, is kind of right in the middle of this area called the surf stretch, which is where a lot of the different, some of the different nice breaks are in Laguna. Sculpture and art in general, I mean, the job of an artist is to tell a story. And so you want to try and evoke a story or an emotion that people can connect with. And for me, something that I've always been really passionate about is wildlife and nature. I think that it's really beautiful, and there's a lot of really neat animals out there, and there's a lot of really neat things out there that not everybody gets to see. So I think art can be a medium for people to make a connection with some of these different things that they might not see. The public art kind of becomes a part of people's daily lives because it's out there, and it's in a site that people walk by or interact with or go maybe every day of their whole life. So I did a piece that's an octopus that's right above Divers Cove Beach, and there's people that walk by there every day, and they say that every day they start their day by petting the octopus or whatever, and which is really cool because that becomes part of, in a sense, a part of the DNA of that site and that location, and then it becomes it kind of becomes a larger part of it becomes part of the community. I mean, we live in a throwaway society. I mean, almost everything we buy is going to eventually end up in a landfill. I think art is one of the few things that, in our modern world that kind of transcends that continues to live in these different areas for long periods of time. It's one of the few things that we don't throw away in our kind of modern throwaway society. With this project, the pelicans are going to be made out of bronze and redwood, and they're going to be fully dimensional and kind of mounted into the wall. And then I'm going to mount up against the wall a kind of a dimensional wave, and the wave is going to be titanium. And one of the things I like about titanium is, with heat, I'm able to get all sorts of different colors. And so to kind of color up this titanium to this kind of beautiful greenish color, I think could be a really neat material for this wave to kind of contrast with the, the browns and reds that the pelicans are going to be. And the other thing I like about the titanium is it's impervious to the elements, and so once it's tough to work with. It's really tricky to get the colors the way you want them. The process with the heat and the torch and all that stuff it's got its challenges, but once it's done forever. And titanium never corrodes or rusts or tarnishes or anything like that. So the colors, once they're done, will be that way forever, which is really cool. Having art in your community and having artists that can live and function in a community, it requires the artist with the talent that can make stuff, but it requires the support of the community and the support of people and clients and all that stuff to make it economically viable. I mean, there's an audience out there for every different possible type of art, and if you get work out to a wide enough audience, there's a market. And I think that's one of the things that's really great about groups like LOCA that are champions of artists that help to get that story, get that artwork, get it out there and show it to people, and so it doesn't just live in obscurity. You know, this was made possible by the generosity of the Dornan Investment Group, and also the city and the Arts Commission facilitating these kind of projects. So it's been an amazing process, and the support from both groups has been amazing throughout this whole process. So it's really a neat thing to be able to kind of showcase, you know, every art piece sort of tells a story, and to be able to kind of tell this story at this scale in this location has been a really cool thing. So this has been an awesome experience, and I'm just so happy that it's in, and it turned out good, and it's a fun piece. So